Hi YouTube. I found a lot of videos of 5.9 Cummins project on my Ford, so I just figured I'd make one, show you guys some of the stuff you need to do. I went with a first gen 93 5.9 Cummins industrial. I actually was able to use my Ford wires. I screwed right into the water jackets, my 7.3 IDI water jackets. Water sensors, they fit right in there, the temperature sensors. And then same with the oil pressure sensor out of a 93 7.3, it fit right in there too. I was real surprised. So both those gauges work good. And then the alternator, same thing with that. I just screwed it right on there. I put the big wire on and it was charging, but the charge light was on. And then I just touched one of the little wires onto one side and the charge light didn't go off. I touched it to the other side and it did go off. And then I just put the other one on the other side. It's been charging, hasn't went dead. And then the exhaust manifold is a regular industrial one. And on the industrials, at least some of them have the right one. If you go with the regular Dodge truck one, the turbo's up here and it hits on your heater and melts it. So you got to have the custom one that looks exactly like this. So it puts the turbo way down there, which works out well for your exhaust. It just goes right out the back, straight out and down. It's not down and out and down. You got one less turn. And then I made myself ABS 3-inch intake pipe that goes right down there, which works out real well. The outside of here is 4 inches, same as the turbo. The inside's 3, so that was nice and it was cheap. It was like $10. And then over here I got just a custom exhaust pipe, 3-inch custom exhaust pipe there that I just cut and painted and put on there, because on the industrial this pipe comes up over here and runs straight in the front, so I just had to switch that around and make it fit with this radiator. The main thing you need is a big aluminum plate that's down there. You get it from FordCummins.com. It's $700, and you should run the Ford clutch. You take the Dodge flywheel and you have it drilled out for a Ford clutch. It will last way longer. It doesn't ruin your throwout bearing like the Dodge clutch will. So, and on the industrial, you got to switch out the air compressor for an air pump, which was some extra money. It was like $250. And it wouldn't start at first, so I put on a new pump, new pickup pump, and I was able to fit the industrial intercooler, which I was real surprised it fit, because it's huge. It's more than triple the volume of a regular, and it's got 3.5-inch outlets on each side, and I just mainly had to trim the back side of my grill and my bumper here, which isn't stock anyway, and that was some of the stuff. I put my regular Ford IDI throttle cable, just went right on there, just clicked right in. I got a little custom bracket. It took me a few minutes to cut up and bolt on, and some of the main things is back there I got a body lift, or else that back valve cover would be hitting on there, and you got to make a big dent to fit that without the body lift. I suggest the body lift myself. And then I got my regular 93 7.3 IDI radiator, which worked out great down here. I had to make a custom pipe, which is just 2-inch exhaust pipe that I welded a 45 to a 90 and painted them black so they wouldn't rust. And then I got a stock 7.3 IDI rubber pipe with a 90-degree turn. So it was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. The pulley, the tensioner pulley on the industrial is up here on the top. On the regular one, it's down underneath there, and it has a different water outlet on the industrial, which works out a lot better because you can run it down and over. You just got to trim your fan a little bit. The regular Dodge one comes straight out sideways and kind of down, which is a lot harder to pipe it around. So I just got a custom belt, which is 54 inches, and left the tensioner up here. Worked out great. It was $15 cheaper than the regular belt, regular stock Cummins belt. And the pipe, I mean, it just goes straight on the upper, even shorter and easier than the 7.3 was. And then on the starter, you definitely want to go with a 6.0 starter. I mean, even if you got a Cummins starter, just go ahead and buy a Ford 6.0 liter Power Stroke starter. It's an 04, mine is, but any of the 6.0s will work, what I'm told. And it's $130 instead of like $280, and you don't have to cut really anything. There's one little tiny grind down there. You can't really see it, but right there where that bolt comes in from the back, you just got to bore that out a little bit. It takes like 20 seconds, 30 seconds, and just 2 wires, and it works great. It's extremely powerful. Like I said, it's $130 at AutoZone. I got custom motor mounts from FordCummins.com. They worked out great. They were $260. And I had to move my transmission back. It's not bad. You just drill some holes. It's like 2 1/4 inches or something. Depends on where you mount the Cummins up front. You got to put the Cummins in there first, obviously, and then measure from that. And then you got to have your drive line shortened and lengthened. It wasn't bad. It was like $150. So that's a lot of the stuff. And then on the power steering pipe right there, I just got a Dodge on one side and I got a Ford on the other. Just the stock ones. I just cut them and put a 3/8 barb in there. Pressure tip, pressure fitting with barbs, and I got those clamps. I forget what they're called, but you just take vice grips and smash them on the sides, and they're a lot stronger than hose clamps. So I figured if that wouldn't work, I'd get a custom line with the Dodge and Ford, and so. But I mean, that's a lot of it right there. I mean, I was real surprised how easy the wires and stuff all worked out. I was able to just make my heat gauge work, my oil pressure work, my charge work. Just plugged them in, screwed them in, and it runs super good, better mileage. So hopefully some of that helps you guys out with your project. Thanks.